engineering team builds a brilliant generative AI feature, but legal panics over data compliance, and leadership fears brand-ruining hallucinations. The traditional product management playbook was built for standard software. You write requirements based on deterministic inputs, knowing they will yield exact, predictable outputs every single time. Generative AI functions differently because it is probabilistic. You can feed the exact same prompt into a model 100 times and generate wildly different, unpredictable edge cases. When your output changes with every run, a fixed product requirements document fails to capture the actual user experience. You cannot write a static rulebook for a system that never produces the same result twice. Trying to force this behavior into a standard, detailed roadmap often leads to a cycle of constant revisions. Instead of trying to control the randomness with more documentation, product managers need to build a secure containment zone. We call this containment zone the AI Sandbox. Surviving the shift to artificial intelligence isn't about avoiding those unpredictable risks entirely. It is about successfully isolating them early, ensuring that when things break, they cannot threaten your core product or your company's reputation. The AI Sandbox is an intentional, highly isolated R&D environment. It exists completely separate from your main product architecture. Inside these walls, you actually want things to get messy. Scrap work, bizarre hallucinations, and weird logic leaps from the AI aren't considered failures here. They are expected and actively encouraged so you can see the model's true limits. To build the first structural wall of the sandbox, you have to throw out your massive launch-focused PRD. In its place, you build a localized proof of concept, or POC. The proof of concept isolates your work to the innovation and analysis phases of the product lifecycle, avoiding the heavy engineering of the development phase. Here, you test technical feasibility without the crushing pressure of a shipping deadline. The goals are entirely different. A PRD dictates exactly how a finalized feature will launch to the public. A POC simply tests if the AI can securely perform a task without breaking compliance or compromising user data. Prioritizing that preliminary proof of concept acts as your first wall of containment. It catches and stops dangerous or non-viable AI ideas long before you burn through expensive engineering resources trying to build them. The second wall of containment is limiting exposure. You must heavily restrict the testing environment. Instead of releasing an early prototype to your entire user base, you run usability studies with just a handful of carefully selected participants. During these restricted tests, you are monitoring for very specific failures. You watch closely to see exactly where the AI hallucinates, or where your prompt engineering breaks down once real humans interact with it. This brings up the sunk cost fallacy, a trap that catches a lot of tech teams. When you spend weeks or months on a project, there is a dangerous temptation to force a failing experiment to launch simply because of the time and money already invested. That is why the sandbox has an absolute rule. If the AI proves too risky, or if it fails the criteria of the POC, the product manager must ruthlessly scrap it. No exceptions. The sandbox is only effective if you use it as a rigorous testing ground to kill weak ideas. The moment it becomes a life support system for dangerous, unproven features, the containment is broken. This framework shifts the focus of the role. You are no longer just tracking features. You are actively managing the company's exposure to technological risk. It also actively resolves the deepest tensions inside your company. You give your engineering team the total freedom to push technological boundaries, while simultaneously guaranteeing legal and executive leadership the risk containment they require. So here is your immediate actionable step. The next time you are faced with a highly unpredictable AI concept, do not go to leadership and ask for permission to launch it. Instead, ask them for a single time-boxed sprint cycle. Tell them you are going to build a proof of concept inside a completely isolated sandbox. This approach allows the team to move through rapid technical iterations while maintaining a layer of absolute security for the company. Mastering AI product management requires you to embrace probabilistic chaos. Just make sure you are only ever playing with it behind heavily fortified walls.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like.